10 guiding principles. Number 1, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Obviously, that's everyday life. That's how you deal with your coworkers. That's how you deal with customers. Hopefully, it's how you deal with your family. It keeps you from blowing up at somebody. It should give you permission to give a credit to a bank. If you were in their position, how would you feel if their system is down and they're on fire? I mean, you need to be empathetic to that. Number 2, say what you do and do what you say. Life gets to be a very confusing place if you can't rely on what somebody has told you. So you're going to do X and I'm going to do Y. You don't do X. Does that mean I do Y or I don't do Y? So number 3, success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. What that means is the battle goes to the guy who outworks everybody else. It's less about how smart you are and more about what's in here. And there's so many different things that this relates to. If you talk to runners that run marathons, and believe me, I try not to, but what separates those people is less athletic ability, and it's more about want to and willing to put in all that training that goes into it. Business is no different. The person that's there early and stays late is the person that's going to move up because they're just going to naturally get more done. So that's why that's so important. Change is good. Number 4, change is good. Change is good because you might as well get used to it. Everything is always changing. So embrace it, look for the silver lining. That's how you get ahead. So, and we want to just change faster than everybody else. 5, integrity is doing the right thing when nobody else is looking. So in business, we as a group can move much faster if we all know where we're going and we trust that everybody else is going to do their job. However, the manager can't always watch what you're doing. There are going to be times when you're going to be working late and nobody else is there. Are you going to be playing video games when you're working late just so it looks like you work late, or are you actually going to be working? That gives people the trust that you're going to hold up your end of the deal. 6, communication. If you don't know, ask. If you don't agree, say so. Every company I've ever worked with, if you take a survey and you say, what are the 10 things we could improve? I'll bet you $1 to a donut. Number 1 is communication. We're in silos, or the bosses don't communicate to everyone. Communication is always the issue. And one of the things that bothers me is that if you have trust, you ought to be able to ask questions. You ought to be able to say if you don't agree. And that moves things so much faster. My wife is always telling me, in meetings, she hates the way men meet because they talk around an issue, and she just goes straight to the heart of the issue because she has a way of communicating that doesn't irritate people, set people off. So that communication and asking and saying when you don't agree is permission to ask difficult questions and be covered by this. So the manager goes, well, how dare you ask that question? Well, I dare because it's on the damn card. So 7, when in doubt, the customer is always right. So this is a little twist on the customer is always right. Because I've been in business for 25, 30 years, I know that occasionally a customer will lie to you. And we don't want employees in a position of over and over and over again letting a customer jerk their chain by lying. So we give them permission to basically say, I'm going to do what's right, not necessarily what's making you happy. Number 8, watch the pennies and the dollars will take care of themselves. It's just simple, you know. Flying around on a jet compared to flying in coach over the long term makes a big difference. All the way down to how many hats and t-shirts are we giving away at all these functions we have? I mean, so it's an important thing when you're running a business. Watch the pennies and the dollars will take care of themselves. Number 9, the devil or angel is in the details. That's kind of similar to the dollars and pennies. It means I'm not a detail person, so I've learned through trial and error that the devil or the angel is in the details. That's in contracts. That's in asking questions of prospects to learn what their real reason for buying is or their real reason for not buying is. It's in planning. It's in everything. So that's why that's so important for business. Number 10, hard work gets noticed and results get rewarded. So this came from when I was a kid. My father would put me in a bulldozer, and it's in a huge place at lots of sugar sand. So it was like driving this huge piece of equipment, all the sand blowing around, and I hated that thing. It was hot, and all I wanted to do was get off. And so I would sit in front of a tree and I would just spin those tracks and spin those tracks. And he would pull me off and he would say, you know, you're just spinning your wheels. You're not doing anything. And you're not getting off that tractor until we get done. So you can sit there and you can spin your wheels or you can go get the job done. And this was trying to put that into words. Hard work. Lots of people can look busy. Lots of people can work hard. What matters is the results that you achieve. If you can achieve twice the results in half the time, that's far superior than just looking like you're busy. So those are the 10.